I remember well the Sunday we first met in our building at 136 Pillsbury. Those years we had spent at Matthew Thornton in middle school. I remember the summer in the movie theater, all those Sunday mornings, moving equipment, moving people, moving this, moving that, packing it up, and yet having limited access to our buildings made it all the harder for us to establish a real sense of identity in our community. And so I am so grateful for the day that we were able to get into our building here on our property and to see God, how He's used that to reach our community. I am so pleased that our building is used on a regular basis by any number of different groups within our community. Some related to our faith in Christ, others who advance what I think are kingdom works, whether they know it or not. And in all of this, I'm so grateful that the Orchard has a heart to be in our community, to serve it well, and to be God's kingdom people here in our town.
Classroom space would improve our children's ministry by giving the kids ample space to be able to learn in environments, to be able to divide them into the age groups would actually allow them to learn better, because right now we're using material that is widespread, and we can't always make it understandable to the younger kids or allow the older kids to grow in the way that they want to and desire to. And so I feel like because we have to accommodate the lesson for such a wide age range, it would be really beneficial to the kids to have the space to be able to pour into them in the stage of life that they're at currently.
The Orchard is a rapidly growing community, and it's always been a struggle to schedule the small groups and the meetings that we have here. So we only have a couple rooms at the farmhouse to use and a conference room down at the Orchard, and sometimes we even have to use the nursery space for meetings. So this expansion will provide additional space to be able to host more small groups, to be able to schedule meetings, and we're really excited for that. Part of the Orchard's mission is to be able to reach our community. It's a big part of our mission. And we oftentimes will have outside groups come to us and request to use our facility. And we love to be able to say yes to them, but oftentimes we have to turn them away because of lack of space. So this expansion will also allow us the ability to be able to say yes to these groups and just have that many more opportunities to connect with our community.
We currently rent the farmhouse as our office space, and that's at $2,300 a month. That goes up $50 a year. We also pay $1,000 in escrow a year. So that totals about $30,000 a year that we're paying for an off-site office. So what's really exciting about this project is that we'll be eliminating that expense each year. Secondly, what's even more exciting to me is I hope that we'll get the stretch goal. We'll meet our stretch goal and be able to eliminate our mortgage payments currently on the church building. Those total about $5,000 a month. And if we were to pay off our mortgage early, it would save us about $230,000 in interest alone.
Wow!
So that's what I'm excited about, and what we could do with that money, what God would have us do with that money, with additional ministries, community outreach, really sharing our love for people, our love for God, and how we live God's message to the greater Londonderry community.
You've already heard that the education, fellowship, and small group annex is going to comprise almost 6,800 square feet, 50 to 60 parking spaces. Our primary objective is raising enough funds that we can liquidate all the costs with cash at $1.5 million. That $1.5 million comprises the square footage of the building. We've taken the high end of averages in terms of construction at $165 a square foot to come up with $1.25 million just for the building itself. We've got an estimate of about $250,000 for the parking spots, and so consequently that builds to the $1.5 million primary objective. The other piece that we've been challenged to raise through our capital campaign committee as well as the Board of Elders is for all of us to ask ourselves, what would it be like as a body of believers if we could liquidate this existing mortgage that we have on our current building. It's currently at $560,000. If we could liquidate that and then redirect those resources towards the ministry and mission of the church, that truly is the big objective, the very big picture that we're looking at. So consequently, we're looking at just over $2 million for the whole project.
Of the many uses of our building that I envision for the future is seeing an expanded space for our children's ministry. It's very necessary that we do this. There's young families in our community come to the Orchard. They see what they like in our programs on Sunday mornings, love to worship, love being with us. But then when they look and say, there's no space for my kids, it's a complete disconnect. It's hard to find a parking space on Sunday mornings. That's also a problem. And if we can bring our offices from the farmhouse up 132 Pillsbury to our present facilities here, all the better. Those kingdom dollars we're giving away to someone else can be spent for expanding his kingdom here. So these ideas, these realities, having a building where we can have a preschool, all of this points me towards the future, saying that Jesus has for us, and he believes for us, a great future for the Orchard. And I'm inviting you, be a part of it, help us make this happen. I know that my family, we're doing what we can do, and I invite you to do the very same. God bless. I love you. Appreciate each one of you.